Hello, 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 guys. Okay, so I was just getting ready for this live and I was trying to fix my messy bun. And I was thinking about how many of you guys are wearing your hair in a messy bun right now? Because I swear all I do is put my hair in a messy bun and then, hey, and then the next day I just put it in another messy bun. So you can tell my hair is like super long right now, you guys, but I just keep putting it back and backing up into a messy bun. So, hello, guys. Hi, Mandy. So, I was just curious, just to take a little vote right now, you guys, who has their hair in a messy bun right now? If you do, say me. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you, girls, because I'm a messy bun type of girl. All right. That looks a little bit better. Hi, Irene. Okay, you guys. Yay! All right, loves. So, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Sarah Troxtel. I'm so glad Irene just hopped on and said that she's not the only one. I'm not the only one rocking a messy bun tonight. Oh, Mandy says she's wearing her hair down and straight because if she leaves it up too long, it gives her a headache. So I'm the opposite. Like I get like claustrophobic if my hair is down for too long. So that's why it's always up in a messy bun. So anywho, guys, I'm sure you did not tune in today to talk about my messy bun, but I just wanted to kind of like get started with a little bit. So if you're, jumping on, you guys, say hi. I'm so excited that you're here. And tonight, you guys, we are going to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart. Because I feel like it's something that we really don't talk enough about. And that is community. Okay. So I want you to think really quickly, and I hope this is going to be like an interactive mindset thing, guys, because the more that we interact, it's creating a community. Get it? Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys some few questions. I really hope that you answer some of them in the chat. But what I want you to think of when you think of the word community, like what's the first thing that comes to your mind? So when I say community, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I'm going to just wait for a few people to give me some answers about what comes to mind when you think of the word community, right? And I'm an English teacher. So, family and friends, excellent. I love that. Yes, family and friends. What else, you guys? What else comes to mind when you think of community? And like, I'm the like English teacher, like geek. So, I'm thinking of like, certain things. So, I see, oh, awesome, you guys, people coming together, friendships, working together. Excellent, excellent. So, now I'm going to ask you to take it one step further and tell me, like, now that you know like what kind of community is, like give me an example. So what might be an example of a community? And it could be anything, right? Like what is, if I asked you who or what is your community, or what community events or community groups do you belong to? Support. Excellent, Amy. I love that. Yes. So what community groups do you belong to? Okay, church. Yes, that was the first one I thought of, you guys too. And I didn't want to like say that to you because I didn't want to put it in your brain, but church is definitely one that I thought of. Okay. Any other ones, guys? I was thinking like, I'll drop one. Church group, workout groups. Yeah, sports. Excellent. Yeah, I was thinking sports. Like I'm thinking of my kids too, like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and sports and mom friends. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. But he is a cognitive therapist, and he talks about that we all have these needs inside of us, right? And part of that is that when some of those needs aren't being fulfilled, like we have reactions. Okay. So when you think of like a triangle, right, your hierarchy of needs are the things at the bottom, right, are the things that you need more of. Okay. And then the thing that you get to the top are the things you need less of. What do you guys think is the bottom? So, and if you're a teacher and you know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, don't, grip it out. But what do you guys think is at the bottom of that pyramid? What do you think is something that we absolutely have to have, like, in order to survive? The number one, number two things. What do you guys think? I'm loving the interaction tonight, you guys. Y'all making me on fire. I'm excited. So what do you guys think? Or is on the bottom hierarchy of needs? What do we need every single day? Anybody? Amy? Irene? Mandy? I might have a little delay, so I'm going to move on in a second. Food. Yes. Excellent, Amy. Our physiological needs, okay? So our physiological needs, food, water, okay, rest. Those are the physiological things. We cannot survive without those things, right? Our bodies will die without those things, okay? So we need food. I think you can go like 30 to 40 days without food. You can only go like 3 days without water, right? And then rest, right? Like you can't survive without sleep. All right. So then there's another layer to that. So that's your bottom layer, right? Your physiological needs, like, and you have to have those. And then the next one is safety. Okay. So some sort of like shelter, right? Like safety. And then above that, you guys, the next thing. So after food, water, sleep, and like a shelter. Can anybody guess what it is? I see a few people. Actually, I saw some people already guess it, but it's actually community and love. So when we talk about us as humans needing a community, needing well, I'm just telling some of the things you said, support, right? Needing friends, needing family, that is actually a human need. That is something that we need. And I actually used to teach, yes, Amy, excellent, community. So I actually used to teach world history. Okay. And so we talked about like the Eastern Hemisphere and things like that. And we talked about hominids, and they actually classified. So when you talk about like the way that the humans have evolved over the years, you talk about there's one particular hominid group that's called the Homo erectus. Okay. And it was separated from all of the previous hominids because of its ability to gather in a group. Okay. And what they found is that they would also they were the first group that would bury their people together, right? And they lived together, which is really cool when you think about it, that they were actually evolved to have that, right? Because it was so important. And the reason why in that day that it was so important is because they protected each other, they helped each other out, they supported each other. So then taking it farther, okay, they there's this place called Mesopotamia, okay, and that's kind of where like they say that some of the first humans were exhibited, right? They think that like in that area is probably around like where the Garden of Eden is, if you're a spiritual person, okay. But in Mesopotamia, then what they started doing is they started giving people different jobs, okay. And what they found is that they could be more efficient because not everybody's good at everything, right? Like, so some people, and I'm going to put, if you guys have ever seen Lauren in here, Lauren Gerardin. Okay. I love that we talk sometimes that we're the yin and yang. Like Lauren is really, really great at like talking to people, and she's really great about talking about products, and she's really great about talking about business. And, but we have different strengths, right? I'm like the crazy, like passionate, energetic person, and I'm super organized, right? So we have these different strengths, but when you take different strengths and you put them together and put them in a community, everyone benefits, right? So that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you guys today, is about like social groups and community, and knowing that like not every person has to be exactly the same in a community, but usually what unifies us is our common mission, right? So when you think about some people said a church group is the community, right? The community feel the mission of a church group is to praise Jesus and to follow God's law and to learn more about him, right? So that is the mission. In sports, right, it's to play together as a team to accomplish a goal. When you think about a workout group, the people that are in a workout group together, their mission is to get healthy and to solidify like their body and things like that. Okay. So this weekend, you guys, I was invited. So you guys know that we sit here and we talk about a lot of products, right? And we talk a lot of business. And on Tuesdays, you might hear me talk a little bit about like the community, because that is like what really drew me to this company. Um, I feel like there's a lot of different like moving pieces and what moves you to do something, but I've always been a community oriented person. Like I feel like community has always been a really good part of my life. And when I'm missing it is when I tend to struggle. So COVID was really hard for me. Like when we were away from people and things like that, that was a very difficult time for me. And so after COVID and, coming off of that, when I found this community, it was kind of like I found a piece of myself because those needs for myself, right, weren't being met. Was my water need being met? Yes. Food, yes. Shelter, yes. But that love and that belonging and that desire to be a part of something bigger was missing until I found this community. Okay. And so, taking that a little bit farther, throughout this company, I was really blessed this weekend to be invited by the owners of our company on a retreat. And so, out of our entire company, we have thousands upon thousands of associates. I was one of 17, and I was selected due to a number of different things. And I actually didn't know this until I was there, which was really, really cool. But so I was selected and I got to actually meet with the owners. So we went to the owner's cabin and their wives were there and their children's were there. And so 16 other, because I was the 17th one, right? There's 17 of us all together. 16 of us all stayed in their cabin in the mountains in Utah. And we really just got to get to know each other and talk about each other's purpose and what drives us and why that we are a part of this community. And what I really loved is that we all had different reasons, right? But the one thing that was like always drove us together is that we had a drive to help other people. We had a drive to change the lives of other people in a multitude of different ways. Okay. So hold on one second, you guys. I get so excited. So one of the things that the owners were talking about is how this company was really built on pillars, right? So when you think about how a house is built in a foundation, right? There was three pillars that this company was built on. And the first one, because we started off as a wealth company, if you've ever seen one of our presentations, you've heard us talk about how that we started off as a wealth company, debt free. Okay, and so that wealth part was that first part. And one of our owners, his name is Lauren. Okay, Lauren Berry. He is very wealth oriented. So when he did a lot of our webinars, he was talking a lot about wealth. Now, he wasn't talking about that you need to drive a Lamborghini, right? He wasn't talking about that you needed to go buy all of these different houses or buy a Mercedes or, do these things that are extravagant when we think of like the word wealth. What he was talking about was something more along the lines of generational wealth and creating different streams of income so that we're not locked in on one specific thing, because if something happens like COVID, and this is, years before COVID happened, that like you would be set, okay, that you would be okay. And all I think about, you guys, is so many people that weren't okay because of COVID. They weren't okay because of losing their job or not being able to work, or, right now, for example, my son, his daycare is closed until November 17th because of a exposure to COVID. And I'm trying to think, if I was a mom that was working somewhere on an hourly rate and depended on me having that job to make money, I would be screwed right now because I would not be able to be making an income for my family because of that. But because I have multiple streams of income, I'm okay. And to me, that's a sense of security, right? So that's one pillar that they were talking about. And it was so cool because I didn't really think about that when I think about wealth, right? But wealth is so much more than that. We have another pillar, right? And that's our health. And that's what we're talking about with our products. So one of our owners, Russ, was talking a lot about the health side of it and how important it is to keep our body healthy, right? Keep our mind healthy. And making sure that we are doing that on a daily basis and helping people do that through our products. Okay. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar, though, you guys, is community. And so you may have heard us talk about this on our presentation, but we have a whole thing called Lift Where We Live. Okay. And it's because our mission, the mission of this company, is so pure, it's so like just direct that it's to impact a billion lives. Okay. It's to impact a billion lives. Whether your life has been impacted by a motivational Monday that we've done in here, whether your life has been impacted by a coat drive. So you're going to hear some of us talk. We had another retreat that Lauren and I had planned for some of our associates this weekend, and we did a coat drive for people who can't afford new coats right now, or maybe their kids are growing too fast and they can't afford a coat, or maybe that there's not a lot of coats out there right now, because I don't know if y'all have been to a store lately, but a lot of those coats and a lot of those clothes are sitting on those containers and they're not coming in as fast. And there could be people that don't have coats this year, you guys. So part of what we wanted to do was create a community where we lift people up and we impact their lives. Okay. And so that's the third pillar. And so our community, whether we have some of us might have a more focus on our products and our health, right? Whether some people may have a more focus on our wealth services and making sure you're getting a fair compensation and that you have multiple streams of income and that you're planning for retirement, right? Or whether you want to really help lead with a Silver's heart and you start, doing community service and building your community up by the things that you're doing. All of those things are impacting people's lives, right? And so what I thought was really cool was that we're doing this here, right? And I want you to think about what is your mission? What do you want to do with your community, right? What do you want your legacy to be in your life? And then I want you to find the people that you align with, okay? Whether it be in this company or whether it be somewhere else, or whether it be in a church group or a mom group or whatever, find people in which your morals and your values and your purpose align, because all that will do will, number one, it's going to fill that need of community for you, because it is a need, okay? It's going to give you passion and hope, and it's going to drive you, okay? Because when you are surrounded by people that are positive, when you're surrounded by people that are like-minded, that lifts you up. If you've ever heard of the saying, I can't remember who said it, but they said, and if you guys know, please drop it in the chat, okay? You are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you put in your community, you put people that are putting an emphasis on health, putting an emphasis on community. If you're putting people that are emphasis on wealth, right? And providing for your family, right? For generations to come, then you are going to do that, right? But if you put yourself around someone or a group of people that are negative, that spend too much money, that are not saving, that are not taking care of your health, what are you more likely to do? Probably not take care of your health as well, right? Like I even think about my husband, right? Like even for us and like working out, if one of us is working out in the morning, it kind of drives us and pushes us to work out, versus if the other one's like, I'm going to sleep in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go sleep in too. Right? Like we just naturally start to follow the same things that the other people around us do. And so I want you just to remember that when you are surrounding yourself with your community, make sure that you are aligning your values. Okay. And if you want to learn more about more of the community aspect with this company, or more of the product, or more of the health, if any of those things align with what you want to do with your life, I encourage you to check this out. This is an amazing community full of people that have just amazing hearts. They really lead with providing value for people. And I hope that you guys see that in here, that our goal is always, always to solve problems that you may have, whether it be with mindset, right? That's why we started our Mondays. Whether it be that you're having an issue with your wealth, right? We want to help you try to solve that problem. Whether you're having a problem with your gut or with anxiety or something, we want to help you solve that problem. So our community here is trying to solve problems with you. All right. All right, guys, I think that was all I wanted to say. I just wanted to kind of talk about community and talk about how special it is to me, and that I hope you guys are able to find a community and a loving, supportive friends and family that aligns with you and your values and your morals and your mission. Because I know here at Trinot, I sure have found that. And I want that for you guys as well. Have a great one tonight, you guys, and I'll see you.